Good morning, everybody. It's kind of become a bit of a tradition when I'm doing my presentations to you guys that I talk about anything but video. So the thing that I'm doing today is only sort of tangentially related to video. I'm today going to talk about memes. Who is familiar with that word? Yeah? If you spend a reasonable amount of time on the internet, you've probably come across this word at some point. But don't worry, it will be related to business, so I will link it back. So we'll start off at the very beginning. What is a meme? So Wikipedia says that a meme is an idea, behaviour or style that spreads from person to person within a culture. They're a bit like genes in terms of how they all come together to form a larger whole. You can effectively think of memes as the genes of culture. The ability to tie shoelaces is a meme. The ability to drive cars is a meme. Fashion styles, music, genres, everything is memes. In fact, I am spreading a meme to you right now by informing you that the concept of memes is a thing. They spread a bit like a virus between person to person. It's how they propagate, and it's what is meant when people say that a thing has gone viral. And memetics is the study of how they form and propagate. It's really nerdy, but I personally think it's quite fascinating to see how culture comes out of all of these things coming together. So, how do memes relate to business? Who recognises that face? Yeah. This is tartar sauce, also known as Grumpy Cat. And Grumpy Cat is the most famous cat in the world by a huge margin. Everybody, I mean, as soon as you saw that picture crop up, you recognised who that was. And this is one of the original images that first cropped up of Grumpy Cat. And the reason it's been as successful as it has is because it's easily shareable. It's just a simple image. It's got silly humour, it's cat themed, the internet loves cats, and that's all come together to give it an enormous spread. Now this is ideal for advertising because people share that sort of thing automatically without any prompting. And they share it just because, not because they're being told to share it. So if you can have your brand associated with that face, there's a lot of money to be made there. And monetization of the Grumpy Cat meme has been sort of the holy grail of advertising for a while. And monetize it they have. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of products with this cat's face on them. It's turned into a huge business to the point where Grumpy Cat is now worth millions of dollars, literally. This cat is now so famous, she has her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I just read yesterday she's getting a waxwork made at Madame Tussauds. That's how far this meme has propagated. It's ridiculous.
Still alive?
Yes, still alive. Still alive. So, how can you make that sort of thing work for you and your business? Well, unfortunately, the short answer is you can't. You can't make a viral video or a piece of viral media. You can only make it in a way that makes it more likely for other people to share it. The reason for that is that memes are incredibly hard to predict, and just copying what someone else has done previously doesn't work. And as I said previously, you can't make viral videos. You can only make them more likely for other people to share them. But people do this, and they have had some success. And I'm going to show you a short video now of a video that was designed specifically to be shared on the internet in this manner. So that cropped up around the early 2000s, and it was pretty successed in terms of viral videos. It was designed specifically to be shared on the internet because there's obviously there's very little censorship, and you wouldn't be able to get away with showing that on primetime television. It's certainly not at the time when it first cropped up. That being said, it did actually end up being broadcast on international television when Jeremy Clarkson showed it on Top Gear. So despite the fact that it was designed for the internet, it ended up having a massive spread anyway. So how do you make something like that? Well, it has to be easily shareable. That video was less than 30 seconds in length. That's probably about as much as you can get away with. You have to know your target audience, but more specifically, you have to know what they are likely to share with their friends and other people that they know. You have to know what works on the internet. So the internet loves cats, it loves dry or a silly sense of humor or sardonic kind of stuff. You need to not be afraid to be risque with it, because, as I mentioned earlier, there's not as much censorship on the internet, so you can get away with a lot more. But with that in mind, it is still a risk, and it can backfire on you if you don't stick the landing. So you need to be absolutely certain that what you're producing is what you want for your business. Todd has obviously had enough of me yammering on, so I'll leave you there. Thanks very much. I hope that's been, if not informative, then at least entertaining.
Right.
Thank you.